Chicanos killing Chicanos is what they want. Blacks and Chicanos killing each other is what they want. That's how they run this place. Once we get together, they don't run shit. Got a lot to learn about being Chicano.
Yeah, Alcatraz, midget loco. Yeah. They never seen this coming, man. What up, Loom? What up, Oreo? 500 years of captivity. What else? Now they trying to tell us how we supposed to be, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to rap. How I'm brown, but my flow too black. Come on, y'all kidding me, right? Nike Air Flights fitted cock back fresh. Representando Mexicanos on the map. No estoy jugando, got bars like a battle on smack. But hold on, I'ma bring it right back. My people indigenous. I'm not sure if you getting this. By the time I'm done, you gon' be feeling this. I come from the people they call Meshiacha. I've been to the motherland, Chichen Itza. Seen the Mayan ruins, intellectual architects. Been in the cenote, seen ancient artifacts. Really? Cali is Mexico, those are the facts. They raped women, gave elders heart attacks. It was a battle, our people were outgunned. Took life and cattle, we were outdone. However, 2 wars proudly we take to the grave. Those we call our Independence Day. It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on the grind, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
Yeah. Story with Mexicans, Mexicano. Gave birth to the word that we know as Chicanos. Aztec warrior, man, it's all in my blood. From the North State line, that's the heart of the love. Now Mexico City, that's a modern day name. Don't let the books confuse you to be a modern day slave. Gotta get your facts right and study the culture. Don't be like Cortez, he came like a vulture. Came to just steal and take away the land. He seen what we got and he was like, damn, who would've guessed it had to be a white man? Damn again, now we got stolen lands. They say go back to where the fuck you from. Man, this is my land, that's what you stole from us. I'm not Hispanic or Latino, I'm a Mexican. Man, fuck La Militia, you can have that bitch.
It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on the grind, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down, yeah.
Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien cuido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra, no me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo, hasta hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote. Un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote. Me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote. Pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote. Me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia. Que hay tantos delitos, que hay tanta demencia. Yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia. Pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias. Si no topa el boy en breve nos para en la calle. No puede salir uno conmigo porque ya hay detalle. No quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle. Quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre. A la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo. Pero tumbar gente, quien les dijo que es trabajo. Puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo. Loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país. Todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs. Pa' ponerme más feliz, unos paisas de hachís. Mis paisas en el gabacho, bien truchas con la polis. Loco en Guanajuato, con los ojos bien tumbados. De cote con el quesada, rifando por todos lados. Atento si prendo un blunt en cabina cuando grabo. Represento Nuevo León, junto a mi carnal el Davo. Cuando voy pa' Jalisco, el pasado está olvidado. Con el perro de la C, bien grifo, pedo y enfiestado. Chécate mi banderón, unido como había soñado. Bien bajado ese balón, compa lefty bien bajado. Puro hip hop mexa, hasta que amanezca. Pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca. Ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca. Si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida. Yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida. Con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida. Ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle. Disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal, carnal. Crazy life todo el día, viendo live. Pinto tu barda con spray, lo que canto es real. Azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen. No suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle. Mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises. Maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en Canala o en Hitter. Ando con mi flota y el dealer. Tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide. Me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palancas. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada, se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta. Pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. MC da bolos desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube. Los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte. Somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos. Orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. Jaque mate, no hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. El sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México cabrón.
Es el perrito de la C.
La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo, el expresidente? Ya saben que por mí policías chinguen una 20. Y ahí están mis 20 pa' la cagua. Agua, que es tierra caliente de Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee yucas. Buenas Montecrin, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no, loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa perros 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo. Somos la santa carnal. Ey, ey,
Los machidones de la plaza.
Oye, DJ Dunde que en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye.
That's it.
Okay, all right, okay. So, hey, everybody, listen, man. Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Experto? What up, bro? Good to have you here. What up, VTC? Thanks for sharing, bro. I'll make this quick. A couple of topics came up, a couple questions were asked, and then again, my name is brought up. So, I'm going to answer it because there's a purpose to this madness. First of all, what gives me the right to even talk about the Bible, right? And then lately, people have been talking about DNA. So I'm going to, once again, show mine and then explain what some people want to act like as if, or they don't know any better. You know what I mean? Technically, when I shared with that information, so I didn't realize some people would actually go and twist it around. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't think that would happen, but apparently they did. So let me clear this up now that we're on this subject, at least to make sure that we know what we're talking about. And on top of that, it has a lot to do too with Wobboism. Still peeking its little head. So let's go ahead and tackle Wobboism, and then we can go from there. But before we do that, I got some videos to show you, okay? So I'm going to show you some videos, show you this real quick, and we're going to jump into the name, all right? So anyways, man, let's begin with this. Give me a second. Sorry, I had a cough. Let's see what we got. Where you at? Right here. There we go. All right, so let's listen to this gentleman, what he says. Call him a gentleman for now. Thank you, brother Julio, for sending this to me. All right, man. That's very, very powerful for you to do that, bro. It's only 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Let's listen in.
Wrote us a letter in 1685. He wrote it to the largest group of stock investors in the world. He sent it to the traders of London. He told them that he found the lost tribes of Israel. He found specifically, he quotes, the stock of the 10 tribes. Did you know that? Did you know that William Penn, 350 years ago, let the world know that he had found the lost tribes? And what happened after that? William Penn gets brought back to Europe, thrown in prison. You never hear from him again. This is what happened in our real history. He wrote a letter and told the world that he had found the lost tribes of Israel at not a very good time, because the New World, investing in all these commodities, the greed and wealth that was running the world, that built the world that we're all controlled by right now. That world started in 1492. The population of North America was greater than the population of Europe. Now science proves, no matter how you debate it, This wasn't a new world. We took this world, and we're sharing the evidence of how advanced this ancient world really was. And actually that it's the root of Mesopotamia, that it's the root of Samaria, it's the root of everything that you believe in. All of your belief systems that you are killing each other over today, the disbelief, the disagreement over who knows God better, and you're willing to kill yourselves for it. Well, the good news is your root civilization, as Billy Carson agrees, was represented by all races, was represented by all races. So that means at one point in the root civilization, we are all one. We are the human race. And that's what we're trying to point out to you. Please go in and come check out our videos. Look at the truth that we're sharing. We found a very important ancient civilization site. Please go over it. Like the videos. We're coming over to other applications like YouTube this week with diagnostic information for archaeologists and academics. We're going to cover the diagnostic patterns of these ancient artifacts, how they were shaped, which is very exciting, shaped the same way that things were in Egypt, but much older, okay? Very exciting things to share with you, and I need your help. I need you to come over and help like and share our videos and comment on them, please, so that we can start the dialogue. We're protecting these actual ancient sacred sites, and that's why we need your help. Looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you again. It's Charles with Human Origin.
All right, so obviously there's some things in there that he throws in there, a little extra, one human race. I mean, technically we're all humans, you know what I'm saying? Technically we're all humans. Technically. Let's not forget that. But we are different tribes if you believe in the scriptures. And you have to accept that if you believe in the Bible. Okay? So that's my take on that. Let's continue moving on from this. Thank you again, Julio. Appreciate the first message of this video. Obviously, let me go ahead and move on to this one here real quick. This is from a brother Mighty Guy. Thank you, bro. Still pushing through. Very important. Relates to my topic. Let's continue, man. Let's go.
What's good? It's your brother YK the Truth, and I'm here to debunk Cootie Mayo's claim that DNA tests are false.
Don't nobody believe you could take some spit and figure out a tribe? What, are you crazy?
Now,
this is the part that most of these pretendians leave out. They be like, well, Louis Gates said that you can't do it with no spit. You can't. This is him being sarcastic.
see, this is the part that they leave out. Don't use that shit anymore.
This is the kind of amazing stuff that we discovered. Now, we gave everybody in the Series 3 test. If you're a man, we gave you a Y-DNA test. If you're a woman who had a male descendant of the father or the grandfather, we gave that man a Y-DNA test. The reason the men are men in this room is because of Y-DNA, but women don't have Y-DNA. We all have mitochondrial DNA. And your mitochondrial DNA you inherit from your mother. Your Y-DNA from your father, if you're a man, is exactly the same. Your mitochondrial DNA from your mother is exactly the same. Yours is, whether you're a man or woman, is the same as your mother's, hers is the same as her mother's. We examine how much African ancestry you have, how much Native American or Asian ancestry, or how much European ancestry. This chart shows you the number of ancestors you have of the 6th generation. We have 2 parents, you have 4 grandparents, you have 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents, all the way up to 64 great-grandparents. And this is how your DNA markers are passed down. Your Y-DNA is passed down from a father to his sons, and a mitochondrial DNA is passed down from a mother to the son or daughter. And what we do to trace your African ancestry, we have this huge database. We go all over Africa testing people, and we say, what is your ethnic group? And they might say Igbo or Yoruba. And then we test this young lady right there. And if you match in the computer, it's like, ding. If you have the same mitochondrial DNA structure as the person who says they're Igbo, and lots of Igbo people, then that means you share an Igbo ancestry in common. It's as simple and as complicated.
It's over. It's a wrap. It's over. It's a wrap. Play the whole damn video in its context. Play the whole video, not what was done before. I just demolished you.
That 2 of her grandparents were part Native American. But you're only 1% Native American. You know how your family has always thought that you had all this Native American heritage?
Yes.
It was white heritage that you had.
All this time I've been thinking Indian. I was dying to find out what tribe it was.
You're from the tribe of Europe.
Wow.
And I'm 3% Native American. So I got just a little Indian.
You got a little Indian in you. 0% Native American. And 0% Native
There you
American.
go.
And 0% who were Native American.
We're gonna have to tell the Choctaw Nation in Oklahoma now. I misrepresented myself. I'm not Choctaw at all, you know.
And you'll see there's no figure for Native American because you ain't got no Native American.
Set the record straight.
Even Don Cheadle, who we would expect to have some Native American ancestry because of the connection to the Chickasaw, members of your family owned by Native Americans. But we don't find any.
Wow.
And you're not alone in not having any measurable Native American ancestry. 1 in about every 20 African Americans only 1 in 20 has any significant amount of Native American ancestry. So
Snoop Dogg, you are 0% East Asian.
Wait a minute, I don't got no Asian in me. I like Chinese food.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Charles Barkley is 75% Sub-Saharan African, aka black. Drum roll, please. Snoop Dogg, you are 71% Sub-Saharan African. Oh my God, Snoop! Charles Barkley is blacker than you are.
Oh no!
Charles Barkley got your ass by 4%.
Oh no! I want to feel like George Bush right now. We got to have a revote. This ain't right.
Gotta admit, man, you gotta admit that, brother, man, you got a good way of doing those short videos. I actually tried to do that, bro. I just can't, man. I gotta. Wish I could. I wish I could. Anyway, so now let's move on. All right, so let me show you this now. Like I said, I'm moving on quick because I want to show you this video. So here, what we got, it's called a so-called full Y-tree DNA haplogroup, so to speak. A1, B, all that stuff. Now, I'm not an expert on this topic, so do not quote me 100% like I know what I'm talking about. But no, I'm only going to focus on certain things like the letter R. All right. So as you can see, you got R and then R1, R1A, R1B. All right. So this R1B is very interesting because this R1B tends to have 2 branches off of that. So here, I'll show you. Matter of fact, you can even look it up on the quick Wikipedia or even basic understanding of when it. Oh, shit, my bad. Let me do this real quick. So this is right here, the tree that I'm telling you about. I kind of started here, and I just scroll down. It's from yfull.com/tree///. There's several letters here that we're dealing with, but the one that I'm talking about right now is this one, R1. Okay. Through R1, you got R1, R1A, R1B. So if you can see here, R1B now opens up to other branches. So as you guys can see, we all went to school, man, at least a little bit. We know that this bar, and then when it shows lines, it's a branch of it, okay? So we see R1B as a branch of RL754, all right? So now, let me take you to this other page so you can see that this stuff is, you can even look it up on Wikipedia. Again, I'm not an expert on this. I'm not saying I know what I'm completely talking about, but I understand somewhat of what's going on, okay? So now let's look up this haplo R1B group. It says here, haplo R1B, previously known as HG1 and EU18, is a humanoid chromosome haplogroup. It is the most frequent occurring paternal lineage in Western Europe. You hear that? As well as some parts of Russia. across the Sanghaus in Central Africa as well. Let's not forget, namely Cameroon, Chad, Guinea, Mauritania, Mali, Nigeria, and Senegal. Concentrated parts of Chad, the concentrations of the Hausa tribe among the Kadic-speaking ethnic group in Cameroon. Now, you guys would think that, oh, okay, what do you like? This is African stuff. Not necessarily. Let's continue. It says, the clade is also present at lower frequencies throughout Eastern Europe, Western Asia. Okay? Pay attention to this right here. I'm going to click on it because I'm going to show you this. Western Asia. This is Western Asia. Okay? Make sure you pay attention to this section because I'm going to show you this. So anyhow, let's come back. All right? We're going to go back to where we were. This is where we were. So we had the clade is also present at low frequencies throughout Eastern Europe, Western Asia, Central Asia, North Africa, okay? South Asia. Now let's look at South Asia. Some people think Asia is all like South Asia is China. Not necessarily. This is India. Okay? Shout out to my brothers over there. So be mindful what we're looking at. All right? So now South Asia doesn't mean China all the time. And then Central Asia, now we're looking at different sections. Okay? That's not even China just yet completely. Now let's consider this. R1B has two primary branches. See, that's my point. And we saw that here in the other page, which I shared with y'all right here. We see the concentration of R1B is RL754 as well as RPH155. Pay attention. There's only two main branches out of that. Okay? So there's a reason why I'm showing you this. So let's go back to this basic Wikipedia stuff. And it says that R1B has two primary branches. R1B1, L754, we just read it, and R1B2, PH155. You see, it's differentiating the two. Now, it says that R1B1, L754 has two major subclads. So then L754 has two additional branches that represent it, right? So like the left and right hand. R1B1A1B M269, which predominates in Western Europe. Western Europe. Where's Western Europe? I'm sorry, where's Eastern Europe? Western Europe, we're talking about like these areas over here. You know what I mean? Like Spain, Portugal, all of that stuff, right? Maybe Italy, maybe even Britain. Now it says here, give me a second, family. Okay, so now we're seeing how it predominates that area. It says two primary branches, two has major ones, the R1B1 M269, which predominates for Western, and the R1B1 V8, which today is common in Central Africa. You see this? So now, are we now going to sit here and say that R1B1 people are black or white or black? Can we determine that? No, it's just talking about like humans. You understand? Now, let's continue though. Doesn't end there. That's part of the L754 branch. But remember I told you in the R1B tree, the Y tree, it says that the R1B has also another branch, which is the R1B2 PH155. It's so rare. Let me repeat that. It is so rare and widely dispersed that it is difficult to draw any conclusion about its origins. It has been found in Bahrain. Where's that at? Let's check it out. What are we looking at? Central Asia, okay? Or South Asia, so to speak. All right? All right, let's go back. Where else? India. Well, I don't have to prove to you the map. You already know where India is, okay? So that's where it's saying that haplo tends to be in Nepal. Where's Nepal? Remember the golden child from Eddie Murphy? Viva Nepal! Viva Nepal! Like that, right? Then you talk about, I guess it's China. I'm not sure. Somewhere in that central area. Ladakh. Where's that at? North of India. Okay, let's continue. Tajikistan, whatever you say that. You know, you can see it right there. I don't have to click on it. Turkey, we know what that looks like. Northern part. Western China. Okay, now this is very clear. So this particular branch is not necessarily the same as these two branches. These are European people, mostly, or Central Africans. But this particular one is not necessarily there. This particular one tends to be migrating around Arabia, Iran, India, Asia. Not this far north, not this far east. Just centralized, like, for example, here. So now, since you want to know, I'll show you. This is where I did my DNA, all right? And I'm not afraid to show it because, you know what I mean? People are asking, y'all want to talk crap? Well, I'll show you. I got nothing to hide. If I am, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. Either way, man, I'm going to keep the laws. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing y'all can tell me. So anyways, this CR genetics shows my recent analysis, advanced trait tracer, maternal haplo and paternal haplo as well. So I'm going to show you on my dad's side and my mom's side. Now, keep in mind that I am a believer of the scriptures. So I don't believe, first of all, that we went around Africa. That shit is dumb. Makes no sense. Okay? I believe that we went around this area here. Let me show you. I believe we went, and I've done classes. We went from here, this land here, right here, all the way across these people to there. Okay? And I've showed you guys classes, and I've proven it with facts, material, documentation, old bishops that even suggested certain things. Right. So I'm gonna show you the class right now. Actually, what I'm talking about too. So what gives me the right to talk about it? Because look, check it out. So I believe that I'm part of the 10 tribes, right? That we migrated over here. So this is what it says about my family. All right. It goes. I'm 91.1% of the Americas. Good for me. I'm not 2%, 10%, 40%. No, 91%. Most recent shows 64% Mexican, 14% Peruvian, 7 Colombian, 6 indigenous, almost 4 English, almost 2 Scandinavian, and 2.7 in regards to Sri Lanka. In case you guys don't know, that's right there under India, the island of India. All right. Now, the most advanced analysis, now it's saying something else. It's saying, well, technically, I'm admixture 92% of the Americas, but now it flips for me. I'm mostly Peruvian, then Mexican, then Colombian. Then you see European, 1%, hardly. Eastern, less than 1%. South Asian, definitely less than 1%. And African or South Asian, 10% of 1%, basically. That's what it's actually saying. Or 30% of 1% and 50% of 1%, if you want to say it that way. Right? So now, but we're not going to stop there. So now it says that the trait tracer, these guys can go back 1,000 years, basically 1,000 generations, something like that, 10, 15 generations, can't remember. So it says now that I'm showing Peruvian, Mexican, and then somehow Southern ham shows up. Okay. But then I go back to Peruvian, Southern ham again, Peruvian, Mexican, Peruvian, Mexican, Peruvian, Mexican. We're talking about 1720 AD, like in the 1700s. So let's just skip it all the way down. It's 245 AD. Now, we've heard the gentleman talking about this earlier. He was saying how they actually are able to pull DNA. They go through samples of different people, so they can go back historically based on this. That Y DNA or that R1B Y tree shows us too. It actually explains it a little better. You guys that know about that topic, you'll probably be able to explain it, not me. Now, let's go to the maternal. Here it shows that is my mother's DNA, my mother's haplogroup. Interestingly enough, she shows something kind of far out, and I don't disagree because, hey, give me a second, family. So now, okay, sorry, family. My daughter was over here trying to hurt my little cat, man. She's tripping. Anyhow, all right. So let's go back. So here it says that my mom's haplo comes from here. Now, the reason why I'm not too tripped out on it is because on my mother's side, my cousins look very Samoanish, like Asian and shit. You know what I mean? on my mom's side from one of her brothers, not the other brother. So I don't know. There again, this is on the mother's side. Remember, keep that in mind. I would have to test my cousin to determine their paternal. Okay. Now that's my mom. All right, let's move on. Now here's the thing. So here's my so-called haplogroup, right? So again, pay attention to what it was talking about. There's two branches of it, and one of them is L754, but the other one is H155, and that's scattered. Watch where it shows for me. All right, let's just look at it. And again, I'm not boasting. It's not about boasting. It's just to clear stuff up, because people are asking, like, "Oh, go ask Caesar." Okay, yeah, come ask me. At least I can prove it. Not one time did it show that I'm even close to Europe, first of all. Not one time, okay? Not one time. But what it does is it actually puts me where? Right there, family. It actually puts me in the location of the type of R1B group that is scattered, that they don't know where its origin is, but look at where it shows up. Now, if you know the Bible, you should know that that's the migration of when the kingdom split, due to Nebuchadnezzar, moving us out, putting us all in that area, or even when Abraham migrated from the Ur of the Chaldees, which is here, all the way to Haran. This is Nineveh, Mesopotamia, back in the old days. So, hey, listen, man, I've expressed myself in regards to how our migration was, and I didn't understand that migration because I did my DNA. This DNA happened after. This was a year and a half ago. I did that class almost 2 years ago. I look at this more like a token of our Father, man. Like, thank you. It's like icing on the cake. But anyways, let's move on. So you that are asking, that's my answer to y'all. So check this out. I have something to show you real quick. And now we're going to look into the actual name. We're going to look into the name. Because a lot of times, and I really didn't care too much for it in the past, but the more I read, the more history I run into, the more it defines itself. And I think it's important. I think it's important to some extent. I don't believe it has to do with salvation necessarily, but I think that all of these things, if you try to practice them as best as you can, they will tend to nurture you and strengthen your faith. At least that's what I believe. You know what I mean? Based on what I read and based on what I've experienced myself. But anyhow, let's go ahead and move on to this real quick.
Oh, had a long day today. Hope y'all doing well. Whoever is here, appreciate you for being patient with my slackness. My bad. I don't normally do that, but to be honest with you, family, I do my best to attend to these classes on time, but sometimes it ain't gonna be that way. So, my bad. Let me say what's up. Kibale all be revealed. Rick, Slick Rick, VTC, Quam, Masha. Okay, Rick again. How we going? Okay, cool, man. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. It's over here. Yeah. Hold on a second. I was really thinking about how to start this class. I really was meditating on what should I start with first. There's technically a couple things that I'm going to tackle today. But that's even that in itself is not going to be something simple. So I'm going to try to limit any distraction outside of what I'm going to show you guys today. So what I mean is I'm going to limit, the videos. You know what I'm saying? As you guys know, I don't pretend to act like I know everything. I don't. I've admitted it. And I've always said if there's anybody out there that would like to correct me, but do it, properly, not with assumptions, not knowing,
not just making comments because you feel that way, not with no foundation. No, sincerity. You know, like you guys really mean this shit. If you say you're my brother. Unfortunately, I find that very hard to believe. Not with the people that I've spoken with, but with the people I have not. That's the key. The people I have not. You know? Because to this very day, we still wonder, you know what I mean? Like, well, where's the correction? Ak. That's the name of the class today. A lot of you probably don't know what this is. A lot of you know what this is. Now, for the sake of educational purposes and for the sake of cleansing our ways, I'm going to spell this out. Okay. So YHWH, okay? Or IAU. The H in this case is kind of backwards. Or you'll hear me say Yahoo. So today we're going to, I don't want to say prove, because I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to testify what what the Most High, I guess you could say, has revealed to me in my walk. I'm not saying this is correct 100. I can't put it. No, I can tell you, I can say this to you. I have never, in this entire awakening of my 6 baby years, right? I never, even before, I never put thought or weight on the meaning of the name of the Most High, because I did not know what his real name was. And even though I had heard other people say his name and they said it, Jehovah, Yahweh, now we have Yahweh. I'm not, whether you believe me or not, I don't care. But even with those names in use, I wasn't sure about them. So I would always say, and you guys who talk to me know, I say the Most High. I say the Most High to keep it safe. Even when I prayed, I would say I'm talking to our God, the God of my fathers, of my ancestors, of the father of the God of my dad, who I came from. I was literally pray that way. So to me, now that I see what I see, and when I read and when I've studied and when I actually put my mind to it and said, okay, let me see what this is about, then it was enough. So again, I'm not here to prove anything to you guys. You guys either believe it or you don't believe it, okay? But the name is Yahoo, okay? Or Yao. I'm gonna show you how this name has been kept and been hidden, and it was purposely changed for many reasons. You decide what it is. Today is education. Today is school time. All right, brothers and sisters, so you better hold on. If it resonates with you, then the Spirit bears witness. I'm not saying I'm wrong or you're wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right or you're right. What I'm saying is, this is what I see, this is what I've studied, and this is what it says, and this is what I'm going to do. I don't know what you're going to do, but I know what I'm going to do. John 6:63, it says, it is the Spirit that quickeneth. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, which relates to John 3:16 or 3 and 3 through 16. What do you mean? How can a man be born again? Well, wind goes this way, wind goes that way. Nobody knows where. It's kind of like you, whether you believe or not. Some people are going to get it. Some people are not. It is the Spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profited nothing. That's why it's like those that are born of the flesh are born of the flesh, and born of the Spirit are born of the Spirit. It is the Spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit. So I mean, every single word in these scriptures, they are spirit and they are life. Now, I used to think this was like we all typically did, because this is what Christianity taught us. Exodus 20:7. Thou shalt not take the name of thy Lord, thy God, in vain. Oh, don't use the name, like don't swear on God. Don't swear on God. No. Listen, man, brothers, you've been lied to for a long time. That these scriptures were given to certain people because they had certain hair texture or because they had certain skin tone. Okay, and I mean that on both ends of those races. And quite frankly, then this passed way over their head. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to prove to you, at least I'm going to say this way, that Yahweh is not his name. Neither is Yahweh Shai. So once again, I want to show you how we, and at least I can say we, the brothers and sisters that do understand what I'm talking about, we've been peeling away these layers of BS from One West doctrine and Christianity and Khazarism. Okay, or they call it Judaism nowadays. So anyhow, let's read it again. All right, so it says here, thou shalt not take, I'm sorry, where you at, man? I can't believe it. What was that? What was that? Exodus 20 and what? Am I missing, man? Do I know? Do I really need my glasses? Where you at, bro? Come on. There he goes. Exodus, God, 20 and 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord, 30:68. Now we see here, and you see how this hold on, let me do this. I'm gonna show you some stuff that you need to pay attention to. Okay, so like here's the concordance, H3068. Okay, pay attention. You see how it says Yehovah? Now the E is high. The O has a arrow up, and the A has an arrow up, defining how to pronounce these names. Yeho. You see that? Yeho. And then Va. All right, now it says self, existence, eternal. Yehovah. Right? Compared to 3050, 3069. So, as you can see. Now, but it says, thou shalt not take the Lord thy God in vain. Concordance 7723. And it says, evil, literally ruin, morally, figuratively, idolatry, or as false, subjectively, uselessness right there, or false. Uselessness or false. You see, more and more I started looking at these laws and I'm like, what if he means, because, we forget these things, all right? So, for example, in case you guys don't know this, in every captivity, and I think you guys know this, like, for example, with Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel, right? Nebuchadnezzar, when he enslaves Daniel, he changes his name, okay, to Balthazar, okay? So he changes his name to Belshazzar, something to that effect, all right? But if you guys realize, let's go to First Chronicles. It's in Chronicles. I'll just show you real quick. 5:26. Watch what it says here. I'll go this way. Watch what it says. 5:26 says, and the God of Israel, which is another name I'm going to tackle, stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria. Is this the one I'm looking for? I don't think this is the one I'm looking for. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, let me go here. Am I looking at Second Chronicles? Let me see here. Second Chronicles, maybe. Give me a second real quick. Let me try to remember. 28, maybe. 28. No, that was Tiglath-Pileser. That's when his name changed. Let me pull this up. I'm gonna have to do a little quick Google. Give me a second. My camera doesn't want to pull up, dude. This is a problem. Anyhow, Nebuchadnezzar. Here, I'll show you this right here. Let me pull this up. Maybe I'll just show you this. Right. Let me pull it up. I was trying to look for it at the same time, so my bad, fam. So, as you can see, I want to show you this name. Like in slavery, they change your names. You know what I'm saying? Like it happened to us, right? So, if you consider Daniel was changed to Balthazar, Daniel 4, something to that effect. Now, Nebuchadnezzar or Nebuchadrezzar. Nebuchadrezzar. So Dan, the way they would pronounce it would be Kadrezzar. It would be his last name. Or Dan or Balch Kadrezzar. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is because names have changed. Names do change, as well as in captivity, whether they're in favor of you or not. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar favored Daniel. That didn't mean that he didn't change his name. All right, so be mindful of these things, because if we're not aware of how a king changes your name, on because in that time kings were even considered gods. So when they enslaved you, you had the last name of that god, right? So now when I start seeing these things here, and I'm like, Exodus 20:7, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, meaning useless. So now, why do I say that? Here's why I say this, okay? I have this book called it's called, very interesting book. I'm so thankful that I found it. It's not an older book, okay? I'm not here to tell you it's a historic book, no. But it's a very interesting book, because in my investigation, obviously I always like to, if something's moving me to, something moved me to look into this name, Yahoo or Yao, okay? So then it led me to other things. Now, this is a good book here, family, okay? But before I go there, you guys remember this here? Do you remember, hey, Shalom, Julio. Hey, Shalom, Juan. Do you guys remember, if you guys can maybe give me thumbs up if you remember, please at least try to interact with me here, because I want to know if you remember some of these things so I can touch it briefly. I don't want to go deep in it. I want to stay to the name. So you guys remember, I've showed this to you guys, this name, Diodorus Siculus. If you guys recall, right? Diodorus Siculus, okay? Diodorus, here. This is a Greek historian. I just go to like the simple, Wikipedia. I don't think they're really trying to pull a fast one on us on this one. He was an ancient Greek historian. Okay. Now this individual here, IUIC, BH, well, any One West. Let me just say that. Let me jump One West. Any One West school has used this guy. Every single one of them. And so has Pan-Africanists used this guy. Okay. So has Wabos. They've used this guy. You want to know why? Because in their books, remember, I showed you how they use this reference, right? And if we go back to the island, how they had seen an island, right? I'm not going to read that to you guys. But remember, I took you guys to somewhere over here, like 1.5, I think, 1.525 or 132, something like 119, somewhere around here. Yeah, it was right here. And that they saw an island from afar, the Carthaginians. You guys remember that, right? It was like somewhere around here. Okay? All right. Now, remember this name, ISIS. I'm going to touch on it a little bit. But I want to show you this now. So this goes to all of you so-called Judites, because I know you're not, but I'm gonna say that. Because you guys say that, oh, the Most High gave us the understanding, He didn't give you shit. He didn't give you anything. That name, first of all, that you guys so-called eloquently feel like you created was found in James the Deer, and they didn't even pronounce it right because they purposely changed it. Here's what I want to show you. Historically, people knew the name of our Father at that time. So now I'm going to use the same source that all of you, One West, every so-called African with an American experience, and you so-called white Europeans with an American experience, how you guys don't know the book. It's not yours. It's not yours for you to understand, nor is the Most High going to reveal these things to you. Because it took a simpleton like me, someone so simple, you know, like the guys and the gals that you guys pass laws to. Yeah, I'm talking to you so-called Europeans here, white and black, right? You are trying very hard to get rid of people like me. So I'm going to show you something. Remember, this is they call it a reliable source, so they say. They call it reliable. Let me show you this real quick, fam. See this right here? Let me magnify this. All right. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to prove to you how people knew the name of our Father, but they stopped using it for particular reasons. The question is, are you willing to now accept it? Is it in your spirit to see it? And if it's not, then oh well. Thus, it is recorded. Now, the number is 1.94.1. Okay. And it says here, thus it is recorded that among the Aryan Zoroastrians claim that the God Spirit gave him his laws. So the Zoroastrians, okay? Among the people known as the Gete, who represented themselves to be immortal Zalmashis, asserted to the same of their common goddess Hestia. Now listen, and among the Jews, Moses, let me read it again. And among the Jews, Moses referred to his laws to the God who is invoked as I-A-O. So now, how do you say that? Now, us that speak Spanish, we know how to say that. Yao. Okay, that's how you say it. That is how you say that word, yao. Almost like what you see here. Yao, but there's an H at the end. So what about that? Okay. Now, the reason I'm going here first is because this man is a prime source individual that all BHI camps love to use. And they say they're studious people. They say they go real hard on education. You can't destroy the doctrine because, the Most High gave it to him. Well, the Most High didn't give you his name, fools. And it's right in front of our face. Like, for example, I always wonder why they called it yahoo.com. I know you guys think it's funny, but when they don't want you to see something, they put it right in front of your face. So now it's because Yahoo, main source to find whatever you want, right? All knowing, so to speak. Kind of like a hint or a so-called, I don't want to use that. I can't remember the word. So I don't remember. Anyhow, so again, this is a prime source. All of these so-called, so-called Judites, man, they claim that the Most High picked them to bring the truth. Isaiah. What truth have they brought to you? Deuteronomy 28 does not apply to them. What truth has the Khazars brought to you? They say they're the people of the Bible, the Jews of today, but you see who they are and what they're doing. They're getting caught in shit that, damn, are you guys really the people of the Bible? Well, you can have that God because I don't want him. Those are facts. You can't come here and tell me otherwise. Because why? Because again, you guys give yourselves up. We're in the season of knowing when thy skirts shall be lifted up. That's why it's important. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahoo, thy God, in vain. Because every single one of us had to carry that name. Just like Nebuchadnezzar named Baltazar, because it was his slave, his servant, because he was considered a god. Since once you're king, you're a king and you're a god. Now, you guys don't understand how something so complicated can be so simple. Now, I'm going to read something to you too. I'm going to read something to you as well. Now you guys need to understand why this was given to what's the scripture at? Why this was written to us. Psalms 147:19. He showed his word unto Jacob, or Jacob, or Yahuwah, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know yet, so don't hold me to it. His statutes and his judgments unto, remember, we're going to tackle that name too, Israel, because it's actually Ishiyahu. That's why when you read this right here, okay, when you read this right here in Hosea 2:16, you wonder why. It shall be the day, it shall be at that day, saith the Lord Yahoo, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Baal Li, or Baal, or El, Baal, Baal. It's the same concept, family. But if you put Ishi and Yahoo, it's Ishi Yahoo. Now, I know I'm not jumping ahead. I'm showing you things, not in advance. I'm taking you forward and pulling you back. I'm taking you forward. I'm pulling you back. Now, if there's any frenemies that would like to jump on board here and eloquently suggest that I got Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh. No, sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of the name of our Father, but that is not the name of our Father. And you say it as if you are like 100% sure of that name, which you never created. The Most High never gave it to you in a dream. You read it in a book, which came out of the white man. Now, I'm deciphering these things. They're saying, hey, they're not use this name no more. Watch, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. There's a difference between you accepting things and not dissecting, or saying, you know what, Father, we might just be onto something. Now, this is on page 24. Remember the book, The Invention of God. All right. So let's read a little bit. Let me see if I can magnify this a bit. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Can I magnify this? Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Boom. Here it goes. Let me do one more here real quick. Trying to make sure it's okay. Cool. It's visible. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Let's begin. Let's start reading. The God of it. Now I have to go back here, so I'm gonna read a few pages. It's like only 2.5 pages, but it looks longer because it's a digital page, right? So I want to get to this point here. But anyhow, let me hurry up. All right, hold on a second. It says here, if we look at the translation of the Bible in English and other languages, we find various expressions used for the God of Israel, such as the Lord, the Eternal One, or in certain Catholic Bibles, Yahweh. Does God then have a name? And why is there a prohibition in Judaism about pronouncing his name? And those are facts. There is one, okay? Just like there's a prohibition about not DNA don't count. But there's laws that says you can't do that. Like you can't seek his name. Find out. In order to clarify this question and explain why, in what follows, we use transliteration YHWH to designate the God of Israel. We must start our story at its end and at the point in time when the Hebrew Bible did it already exist as a collection of holy books. This anticipation will allow us to answer a question that might appear to be merely technical, but it is actually also extremely important that the question of the name of God, I'm sorry, important, the question of the name of God, a question that has left a profound mark on Judaism and subsequently on Christianity and Islam. Very true. Because they have what's called, like Islam calls them Allah. But funny, if you put Kaab in front of it, what do you get? Kaab Allah or Kabbalah. You decide. The enigma of the name. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Both the Hebrew and the Christian Bibles open with a well-known statement. In the first chapter of Genesis, God, quote unquote, has no proper name. This might seem completely unsurprising if we assume that the Bible is a monotheistic book. If there is only one God, why would he need a proper name? Now, upon a closer inspection, however, we encounter our first surprise. The Hebrew word that is translated as God / Elohim has a plural ending and could also be translated as the gods, which we know. Now, one God or several gods, the same word, it may express both the singular and the plural, and only the form of the verb indicates which is intended. This ambiguity may perhaps be intended to prevent us from making a firm decision on one of these possibilities to the exclusion of the other. Could the author perhaps be suggesting that the one God substance subsumes in himself a diversity of gods? So he's kind of like in question here, okay? Now, let me skip all of that and then go here. In most Catholic Bibles, okay, and also in some Protestant ones, the narrative relates what the Lord did, okay? Now it says, in other Bibles, this became a narrative about what Eternal One or the Eternal One did. And still others speak about a God called Jehovah. Now, let me pause right there. I, again, never put much thought to things like names and sort of stuff like that. But then, you gotta wonder, man. You gotta wonder what because I mean, if they've been lying to us about one thing, what makes you think they haven't lied to you about almost everything? I'm not saying don't believe anything, but I'm not saying don't believe anything or everything either. Check this out. So the name is Jehovah, and we're gonna find out where that name came from in a little bit. Okay. So the first picture I have is this acronym in what they believe. Okay. Remember Jehovah. Remember the acronym YHWH. But the way that they understand it is YHVH. Yod Hey Vav Hey. Okay. Now, check this other picture out. And this was even worse, even more. Again, I'm so thankful that I have the scriptures because this affects a lot of people. Yehovah. Jabul on whatever. Triangular plate commonly used in English Royal Arch chapter. Jehovah. Anyhow, let's continue. Then it says, although it is not at all evident, it says, right? From the translation themselves, these terms are fact rendering of the same proper name, the precise pronunciation of which is mysterious to us. Why? So here's what we're going in, okay? So watch this. When scribes began to write down the text that much later were to be put together to form the Bible, they wrote only consonants. Now, what are consonants? Let me show you what consonants are. Okay, consonantal. Sorry. Consonant meaning. Consonants mean a basic speech sound in which the breath is at least partly obstructed and which can be combined with a vowel to form syllable, contrasted with vowel. Okay, so in case you guys don't know what a consonant means, beginning in an agreement or harmony, one of a class of speech sounds: S, P, G, N, L, S, R. So the way that you pronounce certain words, certain letters, I'm sorry. Okay, so those are consonants. All right, so now it says here, when scribes began to write down the texts that much later were to be put together to form the Bible, they wrote only consonants, just as is the case today in modern Hebrew or Arabic, languages which purely consonantal alphabets. In versions consisting only of consonants, the proper name of God appears in Genesis 2, and then very frequently in subsequent passages written YHWH. And these four letters are the origin of the term tetragrammaton, okay, which is used to refer to the name of God of Israel. Only much later, between the 3rd and 10th century of the Christian era, did the learned Jews call, here's a point, called the Masoretes. The Masoretes. So these people right here, or somebody calls them something to Masoretes, I believe. Masoretes, the Bible. They were the Masoretes, right? I'm just briefly, real quick. And I'm not going to get too much into it, but these guys had something to do with the selecting of certain words. Now, are they the people of the book? I don't know. But I find it so interesting because even back then we knew that there was infiltration. Now, check this out. These did learn Jews called the Masoretes, an Arabic word meaning guardians, elaborate systems of vocalization to ensure the correct pronunciation of the sacred text. Now, I believe, me personally, that these are not like these are like Herod's people that already were infiltrating, okay? Because of the way that they go about hiding these things. Watch. Finally, one of these systems that they developed by the family Ben Asher succeeded in establishing itself as a standard one. Now, check this out. Here's the point. To illustrate this procedure, imagine an English word written like GLLWS. We would easily recognize that word was gallows. Yeah, I guess you could say that. And so we could represent what the Masoretes did as adding vowels like this. Gallows. Remember I showed you Jehovah and it had the E high. Here it's showing G, then the A in the bottom. Right? These are the vowels, the A and the O. So gallow. Here he's showing no A, no O. So these are consonants and these are vowels. So by the pronunciation of the consonant, they added the vowel, right? That was their intent. A written expression like FCLT could be vocalized in at least two different ways: faculty or facility, right? In certain cases like this, therefore, the Masoretes had to make a decision about the meaning they wished to attribute to the word or phrase. For the proper name of God of Israel, and again, that's also in question, they encountered a problem. Starting in the 3rd century, pay attention, Judaism, remember that name. And that's what we're dealing with to this day. Revelation 2 and 9, or actually in this case 2 and 9, is who is doing this to this very day. This prohibition is already attested in the translation of the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, into Greek, where one finds in place of the tetragrammaton, YHWH, either the word theos, God, or in most cases, Kyrios, Lord. So now we start seeing in the translations after the Greek, no longer YHWH as much, now more it's God or Lord. Now here's why. There are several reasons for this prohibition. Prohibition You know, remember back in 1539, 1533, or around those times when they came here, they prohibited anybody from printing any type of Bible for us. They destroyed all of our codices, history, our buildings, all our history, everything about us. Forced us to only learn 5 things that pertain to the Christian compendium. Ave Maria, Padre Nuestro, Credo, Diez Mandamientos, that's it. No scriptures. And the last thing they wanted for you to know was the name of God. The name of our Father, Yah or Yahweh, the way it's pronounced. Some of you guys will read it as Yah if you put the H silent. Well, let's continue. There are several reasons for this prohibition. Within the framework of a monotheistic view, it is inappropriate for the one God to have a proper name. Because if he had one, this might suggest that there was some need to distinguish him from other gods. Well, we know scripturally that the Most High said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." So I'm not sure what they're talking about. I don't know if they mean it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Exodus 20:3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. I think what they're talking about is idolatry. That means idolatry. But hey, maybe it went over your head. Anyhow, of course, and remember the scriptures in Psalms 82, ye are gods, but you will die as men. Just saying. Of course, it was also thought important to discourage magic. Okay, so here's that whole tunnel situation, fam. Here's a whole Khazar, evil, Kabbalist, Talmud, Mishnah, Zohar, evil users. You guys criticize the so-called New Testament, but yet you study the Talmud, the Mishnah, the Zohar, the Kabbalah. You study all of those, but you're quick to jump on New Testament. Shut your asses up. Y'all are stupid. Anyhow, here's what you guys did. Remember, family, and I always looked at it as funny. Here's what they said. Of course, it was also thought important to discourage magical practices in which the name of God might be used. What? Why would you be able to use the name of our Father in an evil manner? It would never happen. So, makes me think, okay, now this is getting really interesting. One of the 10 commandments, in fact, demands, thou shalt not take the name of thy God in vain, which can be interpreted, of course. Remember, what is it? Hold on. Just came to my mind. Hold on. Let me not blur it out. Give me a second. Yeah, here it goes right here. Psalms 15:16. But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hateth instructions and casteth my words behind thee. You see this? You see this what I'm saying? You see this what I'm talking about? So that's why here we're like, thou shalt not take the name of thy God in vain, which can be interpreted. You don't know. You'll never understand these things. As placing an interdict in the magical invocation of God. Why would you assume? See, you only assume that because you're doing it and not even saying his name properly, so we know why. It seems clear that this prohibition of pronouncing God's name was imposed gradually, but progressively. Watch this. I'm not lying. In the Mishnah, what? In the Mishnah? What the hell does the Mishnah have to do with the scrolls? So when do they matter? When do they hold precedent over the Bible? Oh, in the Krishna? Why are you running to the Krishna? Who cares what it says? But let's continue. In the Krishna, the collection of the rabbinical interpretative texts from the 1st and 2nd century of the Christian era, we find the idea that the high priest may pronounce the divine name on the Day of Atonement, okay? Whatever they say, Yom Kippur or whatever, in the Holy of Holies, the inner sanctuary of the temples, based on the Mishnah treatise Yoma 6.2, I guess. I don't know what that is. And Sakari, stop studying this stuff, man. I don't know. You guys ain't learning shit. It's just messing your head up. This was perhaps a practice current in the late decades before the Temple of Jerusalem was destroyed. Remember, in 70 AD. Now, a Samaritan tradition states that the high priest transmits the pronunciation secretly to his successors. Thus, the Masoretes found themselves confronted with a huge problem when it came to writing the divine name. They could not change the consonants YHWH because the consonantal text was considered sacred and invariable. At the same time, they could not introduce the vowels that would have permitted a pronunciation of the divine name because that would have been contrary to the developing theology of Judaism, Khazarism, right? Okay, now hold on. So in order to have the possibility of correcting good consonantal text, they invented, hold on, they invented a distinction between Ketiv, what it written, or Kire, or Keri, whatever, what is to be read. You see, kind of like, as lo que hagas, do as I say, not as I do, I guess. Having done that, they then applied the tetragrammaton, right? I'm sorry. They then applied to the tetragrammaton the vowels of Idone. Now, if you say Aoa, or Adone, my Lord, which is in fact probably a plural form, in order to indicate that one was to pronounce the word Idone when the text contained the name God, YHWH, this resulted in the form found in biblical manuscripts. So that's where you see the YE, right? Let me magnify this a little bit. Let me see if I could help you guys out. Hold on. Watch this. All right. So we're over here on the right side. It was then a mistake to try to pronounce. Oh no, here it goes. This resulted in the form found in biblical manuscripts. That's why you see ye and then wa, or ye wa, right? Yahweh. That's where you get these baboons, and I'm not talking about like like the way they look. I'm sorry, like dummies, like goofy fools. That's Yahweh. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh High. Shut up. You're not. Well, I'm not gonna just generalize all across the board, but based on your spirit, Canaan, you're not. Most of you guys are not. What you want me to tell you? Here's more. Depending on which manuscript one consults, this substitution corresponds to the replacement of YHWH with Kyrios, Lord, in the Greek Bible. It was then a mistake to try to pronounce YHWH by using the replacement vowels of Adonai, which had been introduced in the text by the Masoretes. So, as you can see, a lot of these BHIs are of the branch of Masoretes and inserting these vowels between the consonants. Okay. However, of the tetragrammaton, this error resulted from a failure to understand this scribal practice. No, it's because you are not the people of the book. It was never given to you. The name was never given to you. It produced the pronunciation that the Dominican friar Raimundo Mari in the 13th century rendered as Jehovah. Because remember, in German, the W is V. Vermin, and it's a W. Jehovah. This form was then produced extensively in translation of the Bible and persists especially among the Jehovah's Witnesses. In Judaism, one also finds another replacement used in addition to Adonai, namely as Hashem, the name, right? And this name is used also by Samaritans. For this reason, some scholars have suggested that the vowels used to create the substitute for YHWH are actually those of Aramaean Sema. But for various reasons, this is not plausible. So the most probable view is that the first form of vocalization used the vowels of Adonai, but that certain Jewish scholars who had come to mistrust the Septuagint, right, the Greek translation, especially in the view of the Christian appropriation of Curios in the New Testament to refer to Jesus, decided to use the name in place of YHWH. Watch this. Let me skip here. I'm gonna go here. Curiously, despite the prohibition, the biblical text retains some traces. YHWH, YHW, or YH. All right, retains some traces. Here it goes of the pronunciation of the divine name. In addition, to the Tetragrammaton YHWH, the Masoretic vocalization, of which goes back to the substitute Lord, there are numerous authentications of the short form YHW. Watch this, which is found particularly in theophoric pronounced names. That is, like, for example, Belteshazzar or Nebuchadnezzar. Names, okay, that is names constructed with an element derived from the name of the God of Israel, such as Yirmi Yahoo. I'm, you know who I am, which means Jeremiah, or in a sense, Isaiah, Yisa Yahoo. Remember remember IAUH? There we just see IAH. Yisa, right here, Yahoo. Or Yirmi Yahoo, like this. But we're not seeing it in that sense. We're seeing it here. So in this case, like Yirma Yahoo. Yirma Yahoo. Yes, Yisa Yahoo. Yeho Nathan. Yahoo Nathan. Here's another one. Like Gadaliah, Gadaliahu. Or Nehemiah, check this, Nehemiah. Now, what does that sound like? Like the prime minister in Israel, Netanyahu. These are the same people that are saying this is not a word of the Most High. So watch this. So then, and so forth. This suggests that the short form of the divine name was pronounced Yahoo or Yahoo, right? Yahoo or Yahoo. To these two forms, Yahoo or Yahoo, should be added third as Yah. You see what I'm saying, family? For example, which is found primarily in the liturgical exclamation of Hallelujah. Hello. Right? Now, are you guys understanding where this is going, right? Let me get ready real quick. There's a whole theology behind the name. Aha. A sign that don't know him. It's true, my brother. Because look at this. Yah. Right? Now, we were only missing one piece. Alleluia. Yahoo. Yahoo. Which is why when I go back to, remember, let's not forget, this is from Diodorus Siculus, a prime source that every single one Westerner likes to use and say, I know the Bible. You don't know crap. You don't even know the name of the Father. You're over here going by belief systems because some dude dreamed of it. I saw a dream and I created the 12-tribe chart. Oh, I saw a dream and I saw Yahweh. Shut up. 1.941, it says here that among the Jews, Moses referred to his laws to the God who is invoked as Yah or Yah or Yah or Yahoo. You see that? Iao. E-I-O. If you don't know Spanish, you would say I-O. Well, what does that mean? Sorry, it ain't given to you. There's reasons for slavery. Some of us were more enslaved than others. Right? That's here it goes. Yao. You would have never seen it. So you Canaanites, that's why you don't know the Bible. And I keep reminding you guys you don't, but yet all of a sudden you're here. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that, and you know what? That's I thought that, but again, I didn't put a lot of weight on it because there was something in me. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just don't know. But again, I'm not trying to convince nobody. When this brother that I communicate with, when he showed me that, or I saw it, I'm like, oh, damn. For some reason, that caught my attention. I cannot tell you why. I'm not trying to believe in things, but this here, this IAUH, caught my attention because I had read that Yahoo thing right there. Watch this. So now I'm going to bring you again. I'm going to take you forward and I'm going to take you back. Take you forward and I'm going to take you back. So you'll see what I'm talking about. You see, I don't lie in this channel. We don't lie. In this channel, we don't lie, man. We take it for what it is. The lost tribes, a myth. We're not like Nate the Snake, Nate the robber snake from IUIC. Hey, man, you can get it any day. You and your little tribemen. Give me the best one. I'll confound them just in chapter 8. I wouldn't even leave chapter 28. I'll confound them all day, every day. But I know you guys are not. Because you know why they don't mess with me, family? I'm going to tell you why, man. They know the Most High is dealing with me. That's why. They know that. And that's why they're afraid. That's why they're afraid. This is from The Lost Tribes of Myth. The same book, family, the same book that Nate the Snake Roberts loves to use. Oh, yeah, we got these maps right here. It's the same book. Look, I'll show you. Watch, I'm going to show you. It's the same book. I ain't bullshitting you, man. Same book. Same book, man. The same book they use. I'm using their books. I'm using your material, Canaan. And I'm embarrassing you. It's from the book you like to read, Nate the Snake. You like to go there. You don't show your little cavemen. No, you don't show them. But this is where you like to go. And you like to quote a Khazar and tell your people that the Khazars supposedly drew a map for you, and all of a sudden, yeah, whatever. So now check this out. This is from that book in the last page references, like names, right? So check this out, family. Look at this crazy stuff. So Yahoo, right? Name not known in patriarchal times. Page 475. Page 561. Names compounded with Yahoo not known before David. 35, 175, 231, 568. The Genesis derives the cult from the east. Page, you see the pages. Name Yahoo in the ancient cuneiform. Varied orthography occurs in the Khazar period in Babylonia. Now, this book here, The Lost Tribes a Myth, okay? The Lost Tribes a Myth, PDF. Let's look into it real quick. Let's look at page 30. It's backwards? What? Bro, what the fuck? Oh, it's backwards. Let me try a different one. I don't know why you would do that, dude. Here it goes, right? There you go. Let me borrow it real quick. All right, so page here, let me put it here. No, bro, move out the way, yo. Just for a second. Let me move out this thing. All right, check this out, family. So we hear this here, page 35, Lost Tribes of Myth. You see? I'm not lying to you. This is the book he uses. I think he's like on page 246 or something. Hold on. Bro, what the fuck is that? There it goes. See? Oh, wait, hold up. Where's the map? I don't want you to think I'm lying here. Let me see it. Is it 246? Oh, my bad. 256. Bent up. Hold on. Well, we almost there. Okay, here goes. So this is the book he uses. As you can see, he likes to tell his people, look, we're here. He doesn't like to read this page. It totally like destroys the shit. But anyways, that's not what I care about, because we're here in this last page over here. I'm not over this last page. As you can see, I'm not BSing you guys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can get this book. A little bit more. There it goes right there. There it goes right there. Look. See? There it goes right there. Yahoo, right? As you can see, for yourselves, it's this book. I'm not lying. It's this book. Okay? So now we're going to go to page 35 real quick. And then, we're going to take you back and forth. Okay? I'm going to take you back and forth. There's a lot to learn. And I'm not trying to be here, to be honest, all night. I know you guys got your Sabbath going on and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I got you. Tomorrow I got my moon class. So, hopefully you guys can attend. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you won't. Page 35, it says here, watch this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me go here. I'm going to magnify this to be on page 35. There you go, right there, okay? So it says here, a first contrast is presented by the assertion that Yahoo was a god not known to the Israelites' forefathers. In Exodus 3:13 and 6:3, it is definitely stated that the Israelites do not know Yahoo. That patriarch did not, either in Ur or in Haran or in Palestine. Okay? They're arguing against it. But again, I find it funny that arguing against it so much, but yet Netanyahu, who is a Khazar, has that name. Yeah, I'll show you. Prime Minister of Israel. Netanyahu. Now, if you see Nehemiah, okay, sorry, I don't want to change that. But if you see Nehemiah, it's technically Netanyahu or Netanyahu or Netanyahu. So it's like they're arguing like, oh, nobody knows that name. We don't know that name. No Israelite knows that name. So why do you guys still carry that name? Why do you use that name? I'm telling you, family. Now it says it says here, the statement is supported by the fact that long ago pointed out by the Professor Gray that personal names compounded with Yahoo seemed non-existent in the earlier days of Israelite in Palestine. Yet we saw the other book that said, not one of the hero judges bears such a name. There is none in the Numbers compilation. Only the grandson of Moses, who founded the sanctuary in Dan, and so named Jonathan, like Yahunatan, Judges 18:30. You see that? Only the grandson of Moses, who founded the sanctuary at Dan, is so named Johonathan or Jonathan. Why did they relate Jonathan to Yahoo? Yahoo seems not popular outside of Moses' family and associates. But the Aramaic name Shaddai was known to the Arameans for bear. Though in these mingled Exodus stories, Moses is represented as saying that Yahoo is a god known to some of the people called Hebrews. Watch this. The identity of some of these people does not appear from the passage in which Yahoo, a god of the Hebrews, repeatedly demands that Israel be allowed to go 3 days' journey into the wilderness of sacrifice. He gives several scriptures. Okay, the literary critic may urge that the term Hebrews here points to the late post-Aselic compilation. That would simply imply that Yahoo was not a god of the Israelites of the time, and that he was the god of some element of the mingled people absorbed by later Israelite kingdom. It's funny, you know what I mean? It's like, well, it's not. I mean, it's not really a name, but I'm not saying it's not there, but maybe it was, but it's because they hung around with the wrong people. There are some Israelite congregations that are not of the One West school of thought that pronounce the name this way also. Which one? Yahoo or Yahweh? If they have it right, well, I'll pray, man. All glory, bro. All glory. Maybe they're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't want to put a brush on everybody. But my experience, my history experience doesn't tell me that they believe all of them. No, it's like me saying all Hispanics are Hebrews. I don't know. Hell no, it's not true. But the term Hebrew is not. Here's the problem, though. But the term Hebrew is not nowhere contrasted with these Palestinians, among whom Yahoo was a mountain of inheritance. My mountain of inheritance. Yahuwah. Ah. Well, that's another way. Yahuwah. That's another way, too. Right? But again, the importance is the pronunciation, never not taking his name in vain. So if you guys, again, I'm not a pro. Forgive me, and I'm not saying I am, but here's so far what I have, and I'm going a little further into it. I'm trying to balance a little bit of my life here because I do have other stuff that I need to study for work too, not just my this. So it's the Paleo Hebrew, right? So if you see this here, it's Yad Ha Ua. Yad Ha Ua. Yad Ha Ua. Or Yad Ha Ua. Or like Yahuwah, like how you have it. You see what I'm saying? So what I find is IAUH Yahoo. It's like the H at the end is not silent. It's a rough, and then it's Shea. Like they like when you read James Adair, they would say Yahushia, Yahushi, Yahushay, Yahushi, Yahushay, Hallelujah, or ooh, something to that effect. So when you see Yahushay or Yahushaya, that's the Mashiach, so to speak. The name here is Yad Ha U. Yad Ha U. Now, if you go Yad IAD and then Ha and then UAU, so it's Yad Ha. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm not a pro, and I'm not saying, hey, believe what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But it's like Yahoo. Las verdaderas palabras de Yahoo ul Hey. Yahoo Anan, Moray, no. All right. So now, again, that's other stuff. Now, let me continue reading. Oh, go back. But it seems clear to me that this name, for some reason, they want to argue against it. I don't know why. If it's not of importance, why even waste your time on it? A hereditary sanctuary in Exodus 15:17, the Yahoo worshiping Hebrews are then some element of the above named peoples. So now, again, we're going back to the picture. And I don't want to touch too much on these pages because they're all just speaking of. Now, there's one page I want to show you. Hold on. Give me a second. Which one was it? Page 35? Is it 235? Hold on. Give me a second real quick. Let me see if I can find it. I don't remember if I highlighted the book. Oh, 231. Okay, so check this out. Now I'm gonna show you this real quick from the book here. I'm gonna go to page 231. All right, hold on. Khazars. Very interesting book. Here it goes right here. All right. So watch what it says in this page. It says, I'll read it in this point. This second paragraph. Okay. It says, then before inference, then before inference are made from the occurrence of Yahuphoric names, we must remember that Yahoo was not known to the early Hebrews, okay, nor to the early Israel, Exodus 6:3, and should not be expected in the early North African settlements. The invading Israelites were addicted to the worship of ancient pagans, Joshua 24:14. So here's justifying it. Again, the bulk of our Carthaginian inscriptures are from the time when Israel was dominantly pagan, or after the name Yahoo ceased to be pronounced by many Jews. Hence, a very small percentage of Yahuphoric names is reasonably to be expected in Carthage. There should have been hundreds of Israelites, first and last, who did bear who did not bear Yahuphoric names for everyone that did. Again, with regards to Yahuphoric names in Palestine, it had been shown by Gray in his Hebrew proper names that ancient pagan compounds are universal in the early periods of Old Testament records. That Yahuphoric names are only 1/3 as many as El names, which is not the proper way to use it. Now, it says here, in the next period, that Yahoo compounds are more numerous in the last days of the kingdom, and that with decline in the use of such names, a chronicle invention of a large number of Yahuphoric names, which they place in the ancient history. In these cases, it is probable that they tried to deny their pagan past by substituting Yahoo for some ancient pagan Numen in an ancient name. So it's like, oh, let's not show our paganism. Let's change it to another pagan name. That's stupid. You see how their argument, it doesn't even make sense. Their argument makes absolutely no sense. But let me show you this real quick. I found this to be very interesting, and I think it was in this book. Where are you at? Let me see. I found this, and again, forgive me, family, if I don't have this book with me. But I want to show this to y'all. I downloaded 4 pages. Okay, so check this out. Oh, my bad. I'm gonna go on that over that on Sabbath, or your Sabbath. I cannot remember the book. My bad. We're all returned as one. Let me get to this point. Dear. Okay, here it goes. We simply do not know the providence of these Yehudites. You know the name Yehudis? Why do they use Yahoo these, but then they go Yahweh? You see, family? They only go by what they hear. They don't really study these things. It's not in their nature to. It is not in your spirit. The historical trustworthiness of Daniel and Esther is debated. Let me skip all this because it's just explaining certain things. All right. Hold on. Watch this real quick. Okay. The first here goes up regarding a tablet. We're not completely empty-handed, however. Recently, Joannes and Lemire have published 3 cuneiform tablets that are relevant. All 3 documents are dated by remarks in their colophons. The first tablet is dated year 7 of Cyrus, 532 BC. It documents Abda Yahu's receipts of 5 shekels of silver for the Ilku tax from Bunanitu, the widow of Ahiquar, the governor. The Abda Yahu, you see how he spells it? Abda, I-A-H-U, compared to I-H-A-U-H, right? But it's concept, the pronunciation or the consonant is Abda Yahu. And his father, Baraka Imma. Not sure what that is, but let's continue. Clearly the Udite's name. You see this? Clearly the Udite's name, or Hudite's name, or Hudahite's name. It means clearly this was a person of Israel. Of the other 10 names in this document are Arabic and 6 Akkadian. The providence of the documents has been established. So now check this out. The transactions took place in Al Yahudu, the city of Judah. You see this? Now hold on a second. Check this out. Hold on a second. Let me see. Where are you at? Where are you, man? Let me see here. Where's your name? Maybe it's the next page. Okay, so now here's another page. It says from Judean speech community in the Achaemenid Empire, page 593. And they imposed unto you to swear me an oath by Yahoo on that plot. Just particular scriptures that they found, Acadian text, okay? Let's see here. Here goes right here. That's why when I was telling you guys about this name here, this one, Nahu, Nahua, Nahu, or Alp, right? You guys have Nahuat or Nahua or Nahuat. That's why I was saying Yahoo, Nahu, Again, they're words. I don't know, but I just find it so relative to each other. It's as well known the Jewish community in the Persian period was dispersed in 3 areas. In addition to the Jewish center in Jerusalem, the Yehud Jews also lived in Babylonia diaspora, where the new Jewish religion was developed. The new Jewish religion, that whole other stuff, man. Because of the different compositions of the Jewish exiles settled there. Former soldiers and officials of the Judean kingdom, some of whom sought refuge there even before the destruction of the temple, continued the pagan tradition of the kingdom and built in Elephantine, the temple of God Yahoo, which was an altar known as the altar of the house of God of heaven. So we start seeing Yahud, Yahoo Ezer. Let me see if this is the page I'm looking for. Just one name, and then that's it. You see, for example, right here. That's why when I was talking about, if you read it for what its text is, it's Delai Yahu, Del Yahu, Shema Yahu, Yeshu Yahu, Yadat Yahu, are all Yahwistic in nature. Second, there is also a variety of Acadian names attested in literature from Yehud, such as Shenazar, or Sheshbazar, or, for example, Baltazar, or Zerubbabel, or Zerubbabel. That's where it all comes from. That's started naming because of slavery. Because of slavery, you start seeing serious names and pronunciations. Now, I will say this, family. I'm not one. Oh, here goes. Hold on a second. I found it. Was it this one? You see on the bottom it says one of the 2 Persian names attested, YHWHGH, features a Yahwistic name element with the Persian element Baga, God. Hence, Yahoo is God. The other Persian personal name is ambiguous. Da 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 da. You see how when you start seeing certain names and changes now, Yahweh's blasphemy in the name. You see the the IAH, but then you have VE at the end. Yahweh, or Yav, right? Or IAOV, Zeus. I don't know how they get that. But I mean, I see from the what do you call it? Greek text, I guess. But Yehovah, you see how it starts saying Jehovah? You see how the name begins to really just take its turn to something else, right? And the same, all because of the Mesoteric text. They are the ones that have changed everything, including this name here, including that name there. And I'm going to show you how. Let me get to it real quick. Now, you guys have to remember that the people that are in power right now, they claim to be certain people who we have them here and over there across the country too, across the world. These guys believe in this. Okay. So you remember that star, the 6-pointed star? That's where you get it from, Sakari. That's where you get it from. Star Moloch. Okay. And then when you have people that hold worlds in their hands, you know what I'm saying? Right? That they're holding worlds in their hands, That's why you see those so-called worlds in the Moloch hand. That's what it is. It's showing like they don't have they didn't put a sphere in his hands, but they wrote the sphere in his hand, kind of giving it a glimpse of the Son and the God. You know what I mean? Born again type concept. But in reality is that he holds power of these worlds. These worlds are his, and they're in the palm of his hands. Now, I don't take those things lightly. Why should you? I mean, everybody says, "Oh, you better be righteous, Ak. You got to be righteous, Ak." Okay. What the hell is this? What does that look like? Look at the star and the worlds. Star and the worlds. Star and the worlds. So now, let me take you back here. This way. Roll down. All right, here it goes. This is from Bible Dictionary. Okay. I want to first talk about this here. Baal. Baal or Baal or El. Okay. I don't need to get much into it. You guys know what this is about. Okay. Now, in case any of you guys have seen this name, Hyksos, don't believe anything of that BS. So some so-called writer Manethos wrote and made this whole heretic theory about the Hyksos ruling Egypt and shit. But yet, if you read Josephus clearly broke them in half. Matter of fact, even that dude talked about this on that class. What's his name? When he talked to Sakari, man. He even said that. He knows about this. Josephus wrote a book. He's got 2 books, but he thought a small one, Apion, something like that. Real thin. It's like, what, 15 pages. You guys can read that in like an hour. Anyways, so whoever you guys, if you see that, it's no big deal. But again, Baal. You see how it says on the bottom, the daughter of the heathen kingdom of the Zidonians, the worship of Jehovah was almost supplanted by that of Baal, but Jehovah is that much different? So now on the bottom, you see where it says? On the bottom, it says this. El. It's Semitic language, Aramaic, Ella, Arabic for Elah, Akkadian, Elu, right? But now, if you get more into it, 200 times in God, 200 times for God. The name of the chief god of the Canaanites was El, as the Ras Shamra. Remember Israel? The Hebrews borrowed this word from the Canaanites. El has a plural, Elim. Il, like alcohol. Okil. Occasionally, Ilham or Ugaritic, but the Hebrews needed no plural, though a plural term, Elohim, was their regular name for God. No, that's not true. You see that? You see this, family? Who gave us Elohim? The Masoretes, the converts, the infiltrators, because the name doesn't pertain to them. So they did everything to wash it. The root from which El was derived has been much discussed. Gesenius held that El was from WL to be strong, and that many had accepted this view, supposedly. Kittle viewed the preposition of El to be in front of. Okay, here goes. In combination with the root Allah, to which El belonged. So El is Allah, or Kabbalah, at the end of the human seeking. Now, on the bottom, it says, Canaanite god El was the father of men and gods. Whew. You Canaans keep showing up, man. You see El. Okay. Now, check this out. We're going to go back. Remember, back, forth, back and forth. And, I take you back and then bring you back forward. That. Okay, so we're going back now. We went from El to Ra, or Israel. Ra-Re, a masculine deity. Remember, Re-Ra, a masculine deity in the pantheon of gods of Egypt. He stands within the circle of the creation myth. Creation is viewed as a procreation on the part of the male and his female. The ancients, unlike the nation of Israel, drew no line of differentiation between the brute force of nature and their deities. Wow, bro. Let me see what it says. Elef is as in Al-Him. I gotta look up the word. I haven't studied Elohim just yet, bro. I know that the translation that they use is Elohim, but it's Greek. I'll look into it. If you have some info, man, you know how to get a hold of me. Send it to me or email it. I'd like to read more about it. Again, man, I'm opening this up so we can all really dissect this in a sense together. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not saying y'all, you guys are adults, man. My suggestion is take heed to what I share, dissect it, study it, meditate, pray on it, fast on it, and if it makes sense to you, keep it. Keep it, But I want to learn more about that, bro. We're getting deep in this, bro. We're peeling these things. Listen, family, we didn't go around Africa. We're not part of no stupid 12 tribe chart because that is the dream, okay? We're not Africans, okay? We don't look this way because we mix with some other people. That's stupid, all right? No, none of that, okay? Abraham came out of the Ur of the Chaldees, all right? Shem is on that continent over here on that side, like east, Mediterranean Sea. Africa's in Africa. Europe is in Europe. Stop trying to stretch your arms into things that don't pertain to you. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to study, and what I'm showing and learning, I'm going to show it to y'all, my family. And those that hear me is because that's my family. That's really the case. The ancients, unlike the nation of Israel, drew no line of differentiation between the brute force of the nature. Hold on a second. In fact, the elemental forces of the nature were the deities whom were assigned personalized names. Re was thought to have engaged in a fierce battle against the dragon of chaos and darkness. Wow. The struggle was repeated yearly or even daily in the ceremonial lethargy of Egypt. Yet life was not recorded in such tragic fashion as was in Mesopotamia. Let me skip that sentence. The primeval hill upon which Re holds sway emerged from the floor of the ocean chaos. Creation stems from the sun. In later times, Re came to be referred to as Amen-Ra or Osiris. Oh no! Don't even trip, bro. Don't even trip. Don't even trip, man. I got you. Don't trip. But I do want to. If you have material on it, show me because I do want to hear more about that. I'm learning these things. First things, I like to take things in steps. Right now, I'm peeling this layer. Yahweh is not the name. Yahweh Shai is not the name. Barakatah, all of that stupid shit. Shut up. Y'all are just Canaanites in your minds thinking you're Israel. Deal with it. Re came to be referred as Amen-Re or Osiris and other such names. In the mysteries religion, he was designated as Sater Theos or a savior of God. Whew. You see this, family? So we tackled R and E. Now, I want to tell you something. The book that I have about the Druidism talks a lot about L and L. L and L. L and L. So we said L, we saw Ra. Now let's look at Ish. Now since I've shared some stuff with you, I think you guys are you're gonna start seeing it. Okay, so now let's listen to this. Yishba, remember Ish like Israel, right? Or Is. In this case, I got to be here because I didn't find anything else. Israel. So watch this. Ishba or Ishba, Yishba, a member of the tribe of Judah. What the hell? Check this out. Ishbak, a name in the list of sons of Abraham. Ishbi, a giant slain by Ishbishia. Okay. Ishbosheth, the fourth son of Saul. Originally called Ishbaal, man of Baal. Was he evil? I don't remember reading about him. Forgive me. Okay, so we got one on the bottom, I believe. And it says Ish. Here it goes right here. Or Ishi. There it goes. My husband. Remember, he said, you'll call me Ishi? Okay. A symbolic term expressive in the ideal relation between Yahoo and Ishi Yahoo. Okay. Now here, check this out. Here's why I'm saying it that way. Ishi, a man of Judah. Ishia, Yishia, or Yishiyahu, a man of Issachar. Yishiyahu is Issachar. Ishiyah, or Yishiyahu, a son of Harim, or Haram, whatever. Yishma, the ancestral head of the clan of Judah. Now we start seeing Ishmael. Now we see the difference. So then you go to all these other names. Look at this one. Ishua, Yishwa. He will level. Ishua, the third son of Asher. You see this? Ish. It's like Ish. Now let's go here. Ishmaelite, Yishmael Elam. You see, Yishmi Elam, the son of Elam. Yeah, Ish is a it is. It's a male name. Ish is a male name. Ishi is a male name. So watch this. Ishmaya, Ishmayahu. You see this? Yishmayahu. Yahoo hears. Right? Ishmera. Yishmerei. Yahoo keeps. Ishad. Ishpan. Ishstar. Now you understand why there's an Ish or asterisk in that name. Ishtazar. Baltazar. Like all these things change after some time. After some time, they change. Now I'm going to show you this real quick.
West.
Oh, sorry. So you can see what I'm talking about. Here, let me see if I can do this here real quick. It's a picture I put. Let me see if I can just find it. I hope I'm, hope this is edifying, family. Hope this is making sense. You know what I mean? I hope it's actually edifying for y'all, and hopefully, you guys can take something out of this. I mean, again, I wouldn't be if I really found that name was real, the Yahweh thing, I would believe it, but it's not, fam. They got it wrong, just like they've been getting everything wrong. They get everything wrong. What you want me to tell you? Check it out. This is the Al Yehudu archives picked up the story where the Bible leaves off. They found these archives. Okay, it's archives you guys can actually look up. It's called the Al Yahudi archives or letter, composed of about 200 tablets, written in cuneiform. The archive records events from the daily lives of the Hudites, exiled Hudites, from tax payments to rental agreements. You see what I'm saying? It's like this is a compound of records showing that these people who were exiled out of Jerusalem actually carried the name of their God. Watch this. From these documents, it becomes evident that the exiled Judahites were not slaves, but rather state dependents who retained their identity as a group because of King Cyrus. The latter is demonstrated by their names, which often contain the element Yah or Yahoo or Yama, the Babylonian version of Yahoo, meant link them with their deity, in this case, Yahweh, but in proper pronunciation, Yahoo. You see what I mean? Now, this archive is focus of the exhibit exhibit by the Rivers of Babylon, which opened at the Bible Land Museum, Jerusalem, February 2015. Many of the tablets were written in Babylon
at the city of Al Yahudu, the city of Judah. I'm not lying, family. The Most High is either dealing with you or he's dealing with you. It's pretty simple. And that's from that book, the 4 pages. Here, I'll give you guys that link. You guys can take advantage of it. Get the sources going, man. Start doing your homework. Really pay attention to the name of our Father. Because everything's on. I've always said it, man. The tables are turning. The tables have turned, and everything's on our side now. So let me show you this real quick, so you can actually understand what I'm talking about. Okay. It says here. This is on. Hold on. First Chronicles. I forget what chapter. I think chapter. Well, I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to verse 22 of some chapter. Okay, forgive me, but I'm trying to just point something out. And as far for the people that remain, verse 22, that remained in the land of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, that's how you say it, not Nebuchadnezzar, it's Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had left even over them he made. Now, you see this Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, ruler. Well, it's not Gedaliah, it's Gedaliah. Watch this. And when all the captains and armies, they and their men heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah governor, there came to Gedaliah to Misma, even Ishmael, or the son of Nethaniah. You see that? Nethaniah. I was like, wait a minute. So if you go Nethaniah or Netanyahu, that's when I started seeing, oh, that's what we got. That's what we got. Because look at this right here. Benjamin, Bibi, Netan, Yahu. So I can go days. I got so much more material. First of all, we got the Lost Tribes of Myth. We also have this page where I'm not thoroughly done yet, because if you see, we also have Diodorus Siculus in 60 BC that actually said the name of the Jews, it's Yao, A-I-O. Really? Oh yeah. And if you see Jeremiah is Jeremiah, or Yeshayahu is Isaiah, or Jonathan is Yehunathan, or Yehunathan, or like for example, Joshua is Joshayahu. Joshayahu. You understand? Yahu is the name of our Father who we belong to. This suggests that the short form of the divine name was pronounced Yahu, or like Netanyahu, like Yahoo. It's right in your face. But they don't want to tell you this. Praise Yahoo. Hallelujah. Yahoo is my strength, my song. Yahoo is my strength. Psalm 68:19. You have mounted up the heights. You make there your dwelling place, Yahoo, God, and so on. It just keeps going and going. Intervene on behalf of merciful Yahoo, equate as Yah or Yahoo, both in the Bible and outside. Then the short form Yah appears. Yah. But again, it's the name, the last part, Yahoo. Yahoo. That's why when you brothers that study Yah, like Jehu, no, not like that. Well, yeah, como, okay, in Spanish is A, E, I, O, U, E, I, O, A. Those are the vowels, right? A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. in Spanish is yao, E-A-O, yao. But when you try to pronounce it in a particular language, so it's Yahoo, Yao, or Yao. Now, when you go into James the Deer and you start breaking down these things, you start seeing how our people were actually saying it. Yahushi, Yahushia, Yahushia, or Yahushia. And when they hear it, they can't say it. So I don't know what that is. Meshiach. That's why Meshiach Chronicles was the concept. Meshiach Yahu. Now, the point is the name at the end. It's not Yahweh. It's not Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. That's not even a language. You guys are dumb. This indicates that Yah is a liturgical variant of the tetragrammaton that it can be certain cases appears together with Yahoo or YHWH. No doubt because it creates a pleasant alliteration. The two short forms Yahoo and Yah agree in that the vocalization of the first syllable is an A. And this makes it likely that this was equally the case for the tetragrammaton Yahoo. There remains then the question of the vocalization of the second syllable in the long form Yah or YHWH and of its relation to short form of YHW, which is why they agree, and without any doubt, that Yahoo or Yahoo would only make sense to pronounce that way because if you take the H at the end, it still pronounces the same freaking way. And so on, and so on, and so on. So we have the invention of God. We have Diosaurus Siculus. We have the Lost Tribes of Myth. And then we have this other book that I just posted to you guys right there. It's called, I don't know what it's called. I just gave it to you. So, hold on. I'll have it over here. I'll give you the name. It's called, hold on. I thought I had it here. My bad. Yeah, like Jehu. Yeah, exactly. Yahoo is he. Like Jehu is Yahoo. Yep, that was his. Now I actually look at that name. I'm glad you bring it up, bro. I'm glad you bring it up. It's actually a good point. A good point. Hold on. Where did I put it, man? The book is called. Oh, let me go up. I want to show you guys a book, man. I don't want to do that. I know I just posted it there and then don't tell you the name. Hold on a second. No. If I don't find it, I'll post it after the class. I'll try to do it. I don't remember sometimes. It should come up here now. Hold on. No, I don't want to say about that. Tablet, class ideas, no. Nah. Well, I already read Al Yehudi, Carthaginian Philistines. Yep, I read that. No, I got the Amazon part. Oh, no, that's not it. Here it goes right here. Judah and the, okay, it goes, it's called Judah and the Judeans in Persia, period. Judah and the Judeans in Persia, period. Okay. That's what it's called, family. This, again, it's the inventions of God. There's a lot to chew on off this book, because if you actually type in, for example, Yahoo, you see 15 results, right? And he explains the same thing, page 28. Here, this is interesting. Page 14. I don't know if I showed this to y'all,
but you see it, the pronunciation. I'll go back almost, and I'm almost done. Almost all these testimonia about the pronunciation of the tetragrammaton comes from the Christian era, apart from the Exodus 3 and most ancient testimonies, and probably to be found in a transliteration into Babylonian or Theophoric names of Judean living in Babylon or at the end of 6th century BC. These use either Yahu. Yahoo. You see that? Elongated Yahoo. Yahoo. See that, family? IAAHU. Or like how I had it here. IHUH. Yahoo. Which could correspond to Yahoo or Eow. Eow. The wa is not wa. It's wa. Yawa. See, but if you cannot, if you're like, not us, you won't be able to move the tongue like we can. That's why we can, like me personally, I can speak read in Spanish, English. I'm pretty good at pronunciations, man. So the Most High give me that gift. All praises. Anyways, these use either Yao, which would correspond to Yahoo, or Yao, which would indicate pronunciation of the divine name like Yahweh. Wow, you see what I'm saying? But again, family, if you don't know, then you just don't know. So, all right, we're done. Lord willing, this was edifying, man. I hope I didn't leave anything out. I'm sure I did. I had a lot more stuff. I think maybe I didn't. I don't know. But if I did, well, it just wasn't meant to be bringing it out. You know what I'm saying? Just wasn't meant to be bringing it out. So anyhow, other than that, I do believe I got 2 videos to show you. And then that's it. Let me show you this one. I'm to start changing our ways, family. Don't let these people tell us who you are, man. Stop doing that. All right, stop doing that. Hey man, y'all either hit the likes, subscribe, share, please. Who's the author of which one? The Invention of God? Or just text me, bro. Just text me. Just text me. You got my number. Let's listen to this, and then I think I'm done, man. But hey, seriously, man, like, share, push this to our people, man. Our gente needs to learn these things. They need to know the truth, especially the ones that are still in these rooms that are not sure. Look, scriptures say that the name will compel you. And those brothers that know the name, and all glory to you. But there's more work to be done. There's more work to be done. Just knowing the name ain't enough. So, but again, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate y'all. Saludos, buenas noches, shalom for you guys that's keeping Sabbath. Happy Sabbath, whatever, however you guys do it. Tomorrow we'll have a class around 12 or 2. And it will be regarding, or now 3 or 6, going to the night. But I'm going to talk about the new moon. I'm going to give you guys a whole calendar and then the main high holy days on where they fall. You either keep them as best as you can or you don't. Hey, and then That's all I can do. All right. Have a good night. After this, I'll play a song. All right. Take care, man. There was no sound. Man, I was talking the whole time, no sound. I don't know if you guys didn't hear me. Anyways, tomorrow I'll have a class regarding the new moon, when to keep it. All right. I'll have all the months from I'll start February. Technically from March to March. How's that? And then I'll show you the high holy days. And then I'll show you how the new moon is technically the dark moon. And I'll prove it with scripture. Okay? So you guys know. Enjoy the video. Enjoy the song. Buenas noches, family. And, you know, if you guys are maybe spending some time with family, hanging out, you know, just keep it cool, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're drinking some beer, whatever, just keep it simple, man. You know, don't get shit-faced. Don't get drunk. We're not here at that time anymore. And I'm telling myself those things too, fam. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell y'all how to do things. I'm trying to tell myself how to do things too. Take care.
American workers and Hispanic workers. I want to talk about the truth, about the real backbone of America. I recently had an issue at a property of mine, and it was an electrical issue, and man, I had 20, 30-year freaking journeyman foremen that had been doing electrical all their freaking life, trying to figure out this multi-unit. The property's 130 years old, and all kinds of old wiring with new wiring and circuitry, and one unit was working, one unit wasn't working, and shit was mixed and matched and all screwed up whatsoever, right? And we were putting new meters on and new panels in, and everything was just all jacked up. Nobody could figure it out, man. I had freaking guys there for 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. One guy, 3 guys, 2 guys, groups of guys, foremans, journeymans, trying to figure shit out, right? Everything was just got worse and worse and worse. It was a fucking circle jerk and a cluster F of just continually troubleshooting that wasn't going anywhere. Nobody could figure it out. I mean, I was getting people are telling me the place is going to fucking burn down. We need to rewire the whole place. I said, you know what? Hold the frickin' show, man. I said, you know what? Called up my Hispanic crew. Boom. They showed up. I called them last night at 7 p.m. They showed up today at about 1:30. Checked everything out, did some diagnosis. The guy showed up with one guy and a helper. And keep in mind, I had, at some point in time, I had 3, 4 guys, 2 guys, 5 guys. I mean, I'm talking about probably 20, 25 hours into troubleshooting this old Victorian property, right? And it just, everything was just it's a story, it's a talk, it could be this, we might want to do this, it should have been that. Frickin' let's assess this, group meetings, frickin' just I got tenants that are out power, food going bad in the refrigerators, people without heat. I mean, this is a serious frickin' situation. I said, you know what? Put the brakes on the whole fucking thing last night. Called my Hispanic crew. They showed up today. 2 guys, 2 frickin' guys showed up today, and within 2 hours sat there like a frickin' well-oiled machine, like clockwork, streamlined, troubleshooted, diagnosed the whole frickin' situation, had both units up and running, everything frickin' fixed, like it was just another frickin' walk around the block and a day in the park. So I want to say this to anybody going, oh man, you know, these guys are, you know, they're not paying their taxes, man. They're taking our jobs. They're this, that, and the other, man. That, you know what? I'm here to tell you, they deserve your job. They deserve the money they make. They deserve to do what they want with the fucking money they make, whether they're sending it to Mexico, whether they're paying their tax or not. These guys suit up, show up, no talking, tools out, no stories, getting to fucking work, hoodies on. They're not talking about it. They're doing it. A lot of the crews these days, man, other crews and trades, they're sitting there talking about it, wondering about it, thinking about it, analyzing about it, frickin' whatever about it, not getting shit done. And these guys are getting in, fucking getting it done.
That's right.
I'll tell you right there, man. I hate to say it. That right there, the Hispanic community is the backbone of America.
And you guys can take that to the bank. Hey, man, have a good night. I got 2 songs in it. That's it. All right, bro. Hey, Rick, appreciate the song, bro.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Yeah, man, I real. Oh, bitch. We're not gonna microphone forever. Respect and love. I heard there was a secret chord to David play and please the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? I go like this, do for the faith, do matter for the major leaf, the Buffalo King composing, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your face is strong, but you need to prove you're so amazing on the roof. Hey, beauty on the moonlight over you. She teach you a catching chest. She brought your throne, she caught your head. I'm from your let's see through the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe being here before, I know the room, I walk this floor. I used to never long before I knew you. I've seen your flag on mirror eyes. Love is not a victim, it's a color needs to broken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Head was a secret call. The David play and please the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? I go like this, do for the fifth, the microphone, the major lift, the Buffalo King composing. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your face was strong, but you need to prove you're so amazing on the roof. Her beauty on the moonlight over you. She teach you to a catching chest. You brought your throne, she caught your hair, and I'm throwing at you, loop. The hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no, no, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow, wow, wow. Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha
dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decir, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños mueren cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño, y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decir, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decir, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente. Discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes. Investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decir, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decir, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo,
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres